What is his objective? Is it to go after Donald Trump, or is it to promote his own policies on behalf of Hillary Clinton? What's the strategy?
Well, the key goal, obviously, is to talk about what, there are two very different visions of this country. Actually, tonight I listened to Kellyanne say that. I agree with that. And I do think it's about change, and I think it's about what kind of change. I mean, we believe that Donald Trump is, basically suggesting a lot of policies that would take us back from his economic policies, which essentially big tax cuts, for the mostly benefiting the wealthy, expecting that to trickle down to everybody else. We've tried that. It doesn't work. Rather than tax cuts.
What was the line? Trumped up, trickle down? That was last week. But listen, there are so many other stories in the past week. You think about that FBI story about this report that they reached an agreement to smash the computers of some of Hillary Clinton's aides. Well, how will he defend something like that?
Well, I actually, two things on that. Number one, I think it's, and that would be my phone.
Okay,
that's my mother probably calling.
Busy woman.
What I would say is, two things on that. One is, I think it's actually Mike Pence who's going to be a bit on defense, because if you take a look at, Donald Trump had a horrible debate performance, then got into a week-long Twitter war with a former Miss Universe contestant, showing that he, completely unfit and sort of unhinged so easily. And then now this revelation about taxes. So I actually think it's Pence who's going to be on defense. I think that what you're going to see from Senator Kaine is, again, the opportunity to talk about our vision for the country, what he and Hillary Clinton want to do. And, this question that you raise about these laptops, I mean, again, I would just remind you that, those individuals spoke to the FBI. They went in as witnesses. They went in voluntarily. The FBI did a very thorough investigation. After they had their conversation with the FBI, they asked for those laptops. The FBI has them. And, and as you know, Jim Kaine, who is a Republican, said no reasonable prosecutor would proceed with the case.
Let me just stop you there. Has he practiced for how he will respond to the issue of the server that many Republicans do not feel was prosecuted effectively a week ago in Hempstead?
Or 11 hours on Capitol Hill?
Has he gamed out how he will respond to what I just mentioned about the destroyed computers?
He's ready. I have to tell you, I mean, he is a policy wonk in many ways like Hillary, so he has, studied his materials. We've done mock debates, so, I think he's absolutely ready. And look, again, the facts.
What about the comment the other day that was released? I think it was from February, actually. You talked about basement dwellers, Bernie Sanders supporters. That could come up tonight as well.
Sure.
And if you read her comments, it is an indictment of a lot of the policies that have come out of the White House for the past 7.5 years.
Well, but actually, Bill, I disagree with you on that, because I think if you read all of what she was saying in the full context, which actually matters when people are speaking, and that is, she was basically saying to a room full of her supporters who were frustrated, saying, look, these are young people who are frustrated. They are feeling like they're not able to find jobs. They have real issues and real frustrations, and we've got to speak to that. We've got to recognize that and be patient. And I thought what was interesting is that Bernie Sanders himself on Sunday said she was absolutely right in her assessment.
And Mike Pence could say, where have you been for 8 years?
Well, as you know, she was traveling the country, traveling the world for the first 4 years of this administration, restoring our alliances and rebuilding relationships that were quite tattered when President Obama came into office. And then she's been, working on issues around economic empowerment of girls and women.